Hey everyone, so we are back once again for another Stocks by Request where we drill down the top stocks that you guys requested via social media. And for those who are new to this channel, please do note that these are not stock picks, these are not stock tips, but this is me analyzing it, showing you my strategy on how it's done, the right principles of technical analysis. But at the end of the day, I highly encourage you that as I plot the charts, as I discuss everything, that you take down notes, you try to learn, you try to build your competence and skill because at the end of the day, that's how it's actually done. That's how you actually grow as a trader and investor, that you start building your skills using both technical and fundamental analysis. And the best way to do it is to do it on your own, learn the rudiments, try, practice, try to make yourself bigger, better, and stronger than where you were before. And that's where I believe learning and trying to build the right foundation will actually help you when you start trading the market. So that being said, allow me to continue. Allow me to talk about ABS-CBN, Mary Mart, uh, Chelsea, and ALLHC. And what's interesting, though, since I've been getting so many messages, especially in Instagram, uh, I'm gonna do best effort 3 videos for the day. Uh, at least for this channel. Of course, lalabas, meron tayong normal video in my main channel that comes out every 8 o'clock. But this is our normal late night stocks by request sessions where we just do and tackle the top stocks that you guys have been requesting. So expect the second video after this, or at least third video in our perspective. We're gonna talk about. I think we're gonna talk about Dito. We're gonna talk about Now, and then I want to add MPI and most likely PLDT to the list also of the next tranche of videos. But for this video, ABS, Merrimark, Chelsea, and ALLHC. And I just want to say this. ABS, we posted yesterday that ABS had a large surge, and we're just gonna double down on that from a chart perspective also. But I want to mention this that the news came out. ABS-CBN made a disclosure that they would already air their shows on Zoe TV11. So for those who don't know what Zoe TV11 is, it's the station of Brother Eddie Villanueva. That's where they had a lot of content that's connected to JIL, their church also. So what's happening now is they're rebranding it, and part of the rebrand will be called A to Z. Basically, A stands for ABS-CBN, and two former Channel 2, then Z for Zoe A to Z Channel 11. And what they disclosed also is that as you all know, ABS-CBN is not just mainly a company that transmits, but ABS-CBN also is a content provider. So they're gonna show news, their entertainment shows, and all of their movies will be shown via A to Z Channel 11. So this, what this does now is it gives free TV access again to ABS-CBN, and that's why uh, yesterday the markets, or at least ABS-CBN, started to move up, and now I'm gonna drill in on what the charts are saying. So we're gonna talk about ABS-CBN at the latter part, but I want to talk about ALLHC first. As ALLHC over the past at least few days now started to move, and again, this is me analyzing it from a tech point of view, and this is not stock tips or picks. That's not the best way for you to make money. The best way for you to make money is to do it on your own and not rely on someone from YouTube. Do not buy a stock just because someone else from YouTube is talking about it. The best way to do it is to learn and to try things on your own. Anyways, here's here's ALLHC. Now, one of the things that I'd like to point out is this. It hit the 2.7 peso resistance level, and as it started to hit that, we are now on the heels of 3 days worth of retracements. A possible area where it could possibly land, is as selling starts to happen, could possibly either hit this, where the 200-day moving average is, or to as low as the 1.96 support level. So, a couple of things that I'd like to mention. This large push up from the break and the movement up of the 50-day moving average for ALLHC is already broken. It's in a sense, no, that large push has already shifted. Then after breaking that 2.7 area, it hit this, and if selling will continue, you could put also and peg a short-term smaller support level somewhere around this line. It's not as big, it's not as pronounced, but it can be also break a failure to hold that level will just bring ALLHC close to the 1.96 level. So for those who traded this breakout here, that's a legit take profit signal also because it failed to break out the resistance. So possible signals that you could put is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 days failure to break the 2.7 resistance level, 2 straight days of large red candles as well. And for those who attend other stock smart sessions, you can also use this as a trigger also for you, especially if you are a short-term investor. So that's where we are for ALLHC. I hope you're learning. By the way, in the description below, for those who want to learn more about what we do here, we have videos about fundamental and technical analysis. We have playlists. It's all over YouTube that will help you, and I hope it gives so much value to you that it helps you trade the markets with confidence. And other things related to my channel are all in the description below, including the books as well. Anyways, let's continue with Mary Mart. So Mary Mart, we've been talking about this for quite some time already because, as you all know, they were one of the first IPOs for the year, at least in a time where there's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of people don't want to trade and a lot of people are relatively scared. Mary Mart jumped the gun and they went into an IPO. And if you've been watching the previous videos, I mentioned that if you look at Mary Mart, similar to the drawing that I did for ALLHC, it tried to push up, failed to break the resistance. So Mary Mart is still under a sideways progression. Support is 2.85, resistance is at 3.27. So this is its current progression. This is the current downside risk for it, 6%. This is the current distance from where it closed today all the way to the resistance level. So please do note it's not yet at the support. Please do note the last time it touched the support level was around September 23, 1 day before my birthday, and it started to bounce off of that. The last time it did it was the start of September. So possible downside risk, possible area where Mary Mart could possibly go is should selling continue, it will either hit and challenge the 50-day moving average or it will go to the 2.84 level. Then if it bounces off of that current target price or current resistance could be pegged at the 3.3 level, which will warrant a 6.8% gain from the distance between support and resistance. So again, I'd like to point out here the sideways consolidatory range. It has not gone up from this particular 3.28 resistance level since August 2020. So we are looking at it from a September, more than close to 2 month resistance, and it has not dropped below this 2.84 level also since August. So this sideways progression is, we are looking at it from a, ayun na naman ako, hindi ko na zoom in. Sorry about that, guys. So, lagi ako nagkakamali dito. Comment below kung na-encounter nyo to pag nagkakamali ako lagi sa pag-plot ng chart. So for those who were not able to see it, this is a support and resistance progression for Mary Mart. So anyways, let's look at Chelsea's. No. So by the way, before I go to Chelsea also, please do note that Chelsea is heavily connected to Tito since it's mostly connected to Dennis Uy and it's highly connected to the Telco series story here in the Philippines. So I wanted to also mention, and I'll mention this in the next video where we talk about Tito, that the value turnover for today is 7.5 billion, but 2.5 billion of that came from Tito and 900 million of that came from Now. So 2.5 billion Tito, 971 million came from Now. So roughly half of the transactions, or close to half of the value traded today, was from Tito and Now. Then if you add Chelsea, then it pushes it also up close to the 50% level of all of the transactions that we are possibly having. So anyways, allow me to continue and analyze this. Di ako nagkamali, nag-zoom in ako ngayon. Okay, let's look at Chelsea. For Chelsea naman, this is how we had a large red candlestick for today. This is from yesterday's drawing. No? I wanted to point this out also to all of you that one thing is pretty evident here is the stock opened intraday at 6.5, which if you place it, it's still below. It's still below this particular resistance. So we have a resistance here at 6.5, which is something that we plotted prior. But intraday also, it tried to push up and it broke out from that particular level, which allowed it to hit the 6.95 level. But that being said, it just shows that the 6.5 area was an area where a lot of people started to take profit. And if you look at it also here, it hit a high of 6.95. We have another resistance here at the 7.15 level. So the closer you are to this, you do know that there will be selling. And please do note that from the breakout from the 3.73 level, Chelsea is already up almost 84% when 90 plus percent when it broke out from that level. But above and beyond breaking out from that level, even at the close today, it hit 63.5. If you look at the lowest point, it hit around 5 pesos per share, up around 39.8%. If you look at the close today, it's around 63.8% as well. So that's where we are. That's the current progression also for Chelsea. So current support and resistance that we need to respect and we need to look at as of today is basically this. Number one, it failed to break the 715 resistance level. Number two, it the 6.65 level did not also hold. Number three, it closed below the 6 peso level. So one thing that's interesting also from an intraday standpoint, it hit 5, then suddenly you had a surge of buying, making it close still at around the 5.9 level, which breaks it lower than the resistance at 6. So here's the thing. Here's the possible move that where it could possibly go. Failure to hold this could bring it here, but since it already tried to break that also intraday today, current support levels to watch out for is 5.55, and the next one is at the 4.8 level. So please just write that down. And uh, the next possible resistance is 6, and the next one is followed by the 6.65 level. So resistance 6, 6.65, support 5.6, and 4.76 for Chelsea. So that's where we are. We talked about Merrimark, Chelsea, and Ayala Land, ALLHC. Next is I want to focus on ABS-CBN. We plotted the support and resistance already yesterday, but from a from a support and resistance perspective, as you can see here, the stock opened higher already. If it closed at around 10.58 yesterday, today it opened 12.48, which under our progression, it went and started up the market. It started up relatively higher, but it did not make its way all the way to the resistance. Then suddenly news started to come out also, and some people, when they see news items like that, it causes them already to start selling. But as what you all know, also this from a I think from a fundamental and naman from a fundamental point of view, this gives a shot for ABS to operate, but not just operate. This gives them also a shot to somehow get commercials, ads again, since their shows uh, will be running. So please remember, ABS-CBN makes money from advertisements, from commercials, from sponsors. The more of them that we see, the more revenue that they get also. And that the fact that they're starting and producing again content using their proxy Zoe, they will get more ad revenue. So looking at this, this gives them a shot to generate cash flow also, which over the past few months they did not have, other than what they're getting from their digital content and the sponsors that they have from that. But that being said, we have two large candlesticks, which is highly connected to ABS-CBN's movement today. The lowest point that ABS-CBN had was 8.3, which was very close also to the new support that we have at the 7.9 level. So this is what I'm saying for ABS-CBN. This is its current support and resistance range. Of course, there's a lot of volatility because a lot of this is news driven, and given that ABS had a lot of was very controversial in the middle of the year, which is why there's a lot of attention also attached to it. And I'd like to mention this: value turnover for today was around 123 million pesos, which is quite big, na rin. Not as big as now, but every time we cross the 9-digit level for me on a daily basis is something that's respectable already for at least a Philippine context. So that's where we are. Again, the current resistance still right now from this point of view, from its closure at 9, resistance is still 14.35. Support right now is around the 8 peso 7.9 level. So that's the distance that we have for it. Resistance 14.35, support 7.9 pesos per share. So allow me to update you over the next few days also on how this will progress. But in the next video, we're going to talk about Dito, we're going to talk about Now, we're going to talk about MPI, and we're going to talk about PLDT. So out of those out of those 4 stocks, 3 of them are connected to telco, 2 of them are owned by uh, Two of them are connected to Manny Pangilinan. Then you have, of course, Dennis Wu and Villaris for now, which if you add all of them up, they comprise a large chunk of the value turnover for today. So I guess that's it. If you guys have questions, feel free to put them in the comment section, and we're just gonna make videos on top of your requests. Either slide a DM via Instagram, link is in the description, or you can send me those questions via our Patreon community and via our YouTube community as well. So yeah, I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I hope that this is something that's very, very significant and helps you trade the markets with confidence. So there, that's it for now. Marvin Gurmo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all on the next video, and God bless you all.